Hey there, football fans. Have you ever wondered how some of your favorite players end up losing millions of dollars despite earning massive salaries? Well, today we're going to delve into the topic of mistakes that cost football players millions. From poor investments to legal troubles, there are a variety of pitfalls that players can fall into, and we'll be exploring them all. So, sit back, relax, and get ready to learn about the costly mistakes that football players can make. Poor investment decisions. Poor investment decisions refer to investing in ventures that either underperform or result in a loss of capital. Football players are particularly susceptible to making poor investment decisions due to their lack of financial literacy and sometimes the influence of unscrupulous advisors. Investing in high-risk, speculative ventures, such as cryptocurrency or startup companies, can be particularly dangerous, as the potential for high returns is often offset by the risk of losing everything. Additionally, failing to diversify investments can result in a disproportionate loss if one particular asset performs poorly. Football players often have relatively short careers, so they must make informed investment decisions to ensure long-term financial stability. Seeking professional guidance, conducting due diligence, and avoiding get-rich-quick schemes can all help players avoid costly investment mistakes. Overspending. Overspending is a common problem among football players. This is because football players often have high salaries, but their careers are relatively short, meaning that they may be tempted to spend excessively to enjoy their wealth while it lasts. Additionally, many players come from humble backgrounds, and the sudden influx of money can be overwhelming, leading to poor financial decisions. Another factor that contributes to overspending is the pressure to maintain a certain lifestyle or image. Football players are often in the public eye, and there may be expectations placed on them to live extravagantly. This can lead to a cycle of overspending, as players try to keep up with their peers and maintain their image of success. Ultimately, overspending can have serious consequences for a football player's financial future, leading to debt, bankruptcy, and other financial difficulties. Players must take steps to manage their finances responsibly and avoid the temptation to overspend. Legal issues. Legal issues can arise for football players in a variety of ways, and they can have serious financial and reputational consequences. One of the most common legal issues that football players face is related to their contracts with clubs or sponsors. Disputes over contract terms, breach of contract, and issues related to image rights can all lead to legal action and potentially significant legal costs. In addition to contract disputes, football players may also face legal issues related to off-field conduct. Criminal charges, such as driving under the influence or assault, can result in fines, legal fees, and even imprisonment. These types of legal issues can also have a significant impact on a player's reputation, potentially leading to endorsement deals being canceled or other career setbacks. Moreover, football players may face legal issues related to investments or business ventures. If a player invests in a venture that turns out to be a scam or is accused of fraudulent activity, they could face legal action and potential financial losses. Poor performance. Poor performance refers to a situation where a football player's on-field performance is below the expected level, either due to injury, lack of form, or other factors. Poor performance can have serious financial consequences for a football player, particularly if it leads to reduced playing time, lower wages, or even contract termination. One of the main factors that can contribute to poor performance is lack of form. Football players are under a lot of pressure to perform consistently, and a prolonged period of poor form can lead to reduced playing time or even being dropped from the squad. This can have a significant impact on a player's earnings, particularly if they have performance-based incentives in their contract. Overall, poor performance can be a significant challenge for football players, and they must take steps to manage the physical and mental aspects of the game to avoid it. Injuries. Injuries are a common issue that football players face, and they can have significant financial and personal consequences. Football is a physically demanding sport, and injuries can occur due to a variety of factors, such as contact with other players, overuse, or inadequate conditioning. Injuries can have a range of financial implications for football players. Firstly, injuries can lead to reduced playing time, which can result in lower earnings. In some cases, players may be unable to play for an extended period, which can lead to the termination of their contract, putting their financial stability at risk. Additionally, injuries can lead to significant medical expenses, which may not be covered by the player's club or insurance policy. Injuries can also have personal and emotional consequences for football players. Being unable to play due to an injury can be frustrating and demoralizing, particularly if the injury is severe or long-term. Players may experience feelings of isolation or depression and may require support from mental health professionals to manage the psychological impact of their injury. Not negotiating contracts effectively. Football players often earn the bulk of their income through contracts with clubs. However, many players make the mistake of not negotiating their contracts effectively, which can result in them earning less than they are worth. Players may not be aware of the negotiating tactics used by clubs or may not have adequate representation to help them negotiate a better deal. Failing to plan for the future. Football careers are relatively short, and players may only have a few years to earn significant sums of money. However, many players make the mistake of not planning for their future after they retire. They may not invest in their education or develop skills that could help them transition into a new career. Without a plan for the future, players may struggle to maintain their lifestyle once their football career is over. And that's a wrap, folks. We hope you enjoyed our discussion on the mistakes that cost football players millions. Financial management and career choices play a huge role in a player's long-term success. So, if you're an aspiring football player or just a fan of the sport, take note of the lessons we've learned today. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep on scoring those goals. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think is the most common mistake that football players make? Let us know in the comments below.